Paris, winter 1943. The city is dark and fearful. Streetlights are obscured by fog and gunfire. The sound of German soldiers echoes down the cobblestone streets like the slow rap of death. But behind all the bustle, there is a house at 21 Rue Le Sueur, where the silence is the most terrifying thing. No one knocks on the window. No one knows exactly what is going on behind that sealed glass. But rumors spread like smoke. Some people hear noises in the middle of the night. Some see black smoke rising from the chimney of a furnace that never goes out. Some shadowy figures in ragged clothes sneaking in and never coming back. Why is a doctor in the heart of Paris practicing secretly? And what was actually burning in the fireplace that winter? Watch the full video to find out the forgotten truth, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any shocking stories about war crimes. Start now. Paris, 1942. The shadow of the Nazi regime blanketed the city like a suffocating fog. Under German occupation, fear slithered through alleyways, whispered behind curtained windows, and settled into the hearts of every Parisian. But amid the chaos, one man seemed to offer hope. Dr. Marcel Petiot, with his calm eyes and clean white coat, opened his door on Rue Le Sueur to those who had nowhere left to turn. Jews fleeing persecution, resistance fighters with nowhere to hide, criminals looking to vanish. He welcomed them all. His home, he promised, was a gateway to freedom. Petiot claimed to operate an underground escape network. For a fee, he would provide false papers, safe passage through Vichy France, and eventually, freedom across the border into South America. His reputation spread quickly, passed by desperate word of mouth. To many, he was a savior. But behind the heavy wooden doors of 21 Rue Le Sueur, something far darker was unfolding. A young woman named Claire Morel first noticed the rumors. A seamstress by day and secret courier by night, she ran messages for the resistance. She had guided 3 Jews to Petiot's door. None were ever heard from again. The official story was always the same. They made it to Argentina. Petiot would say it with a smile and a subtle nod, as if all questions were disrespectful. But Claire's instincts gnawed at her. One of the vanished men was her cousin. She began to watch the doctor from afar, tracking visitors who entered the townhouse. They entered, but never left. Claire knew the risks. Paris was a city of whispers and betrayal, but she couldn't ignore what she had seen. With help from a former thief turned resistance ally, Benoit, a lanky man with sharp eyes and a lockpick's hands, she planned to infiltrate Petiot's house under cover of night. Their plan was simple. Wait for the doctor to leave, then sneak inside. They chose a rainy night, hoping the weather would help conceal their presence. It did, but it also masked the smell. The odor hit them the moment they opened the door. Not the sharp stink of chemicals, but the rot of something organic. Something dead. They moved through the townhouse. The floors creaked. The air was heavy with the scent of disinfectant and decay. In the basement, behind a locked door Benoit quickly picked, they found it. A hidden incinerator, still warm. A blood-stained operating table, surgical tools, and bones. Human bones. Claire stumbled back, hand over her mouth. Benoit whispered a curse, backing toward the stairs. Suddenly, a light flicked on. Petiot stood above them. Looking for salvation? He asked softly. His voice was calm, almost gentle. I offer it, in my own way. They tried to run, but he was ready. Benoit was struck with a syringe, chloroform. Claire, desperate, slashed at Petiot with a shard of broken glass catching his face. Blood sprayed. He screamed and she escaped, just barely. She ran into the night, terrified, knowing she had stared into the face of evil. Claire went to the resistance, but even they hesitated. Petiot had connections, charm, and a perfect facade. A doctor, a veteran, a patriot. Who would believe he was a killer? So Claire brought proof. With Benoit alive but hospitalized, she returned to the house days later, this time with a hidden camera. She posed as a Jewish refugee. Petiot, his face still bandaged from the gash she left, didn't recognize her under a wig and fake accent. He offered the same deal. For 25,000 francs, he would help her escape. Claire recorded it all. She followed him through the house, acting naive, until she excused herself to the washroom and snuck into the basement. The incinerator had been cleaned, but not perfectly. She photographed a charred human skull, a tooth with a gold filling, a child's shoe. She escaped again, barely, and delivered the evidence to the resistance. This time, they believed her. On March 11, 1944, Paris police raided 21 Rue Le Sueur. What they found shocked even hardened detectives. Behind bricked walls and false doors were decomposing bodies, some dismembered, others preserved in quicklime. The remains of at least 27 people. But Petiot was gone. A citywide manhunt began. Petiot had fled into the Paris underworld. Using his skills with disguise, he changed identities frequently, posing as a resistance fighter, even offering to hunt the Petiot killer himself. It took months, but Claire, now an active part of the Resistance's intelligence wing, helped track his movements. She followed clues, sightings, intercepted letters, whispers from brothels and bars. She was the one who spotted him on a street near Place WWII. Clichy. The scar on his face gave him away. He was arrested in October 1944. His trial the following year was a media spectacle. Petiot defended himself with cold charisma, claiming all the bodies found were Nazis or traitors, that he was a patriot, that Claire was lying, but his words were hollow, Claire testified. So did Benoit, now recovered. The evidence was overwhelming. On May 25, 1946, Dr. Marcel Petiot was executed by guillotine. Claire watched from a rooftop nearby, her coat pulled tight against the wind. She had survived. Barely. But so had the truth.